After the huge success of Boys Planet in 2023, fans couldn't wait to see another season of the program, but now that the sequel is finally here, new controversies keep coming out to the point that it could already be considered the messiest survival show ever. The long-anticipated sequel, dubbed Boys 2 Planet, started to air on July 17th and immediately became a talking point among netizens as the first episodes already proved to be filled with controversies. In the first episode, various contestants showed their abilities to impress the judges, and among these was Baek Jae-hyun, who performed Chuck Chuck Boom by Stray Kids. His performance wasn't great, and the judges quickly pointed out that he was out of pitch and his dancing was awkward, but also complimented his passion. Judge Lee Seok-hoon even said that he had the best energy among all contestants. However, this couldn't save Jae-hyun, and he became one of the first trainees to be eliminated from the show. Following his elimination, he got an unexpected wave of support from netizens, with many saying that while he certainly butchered his performance, he had an undeniable charm and confidence. Netizens believe that Jae-hyun has a lot of potential, and some are saying that the judges made a mistake by eliminating him so soon. This isn't the only controversial elimination, and viewers were shocked that an idol who has already debuted suffered the same fate. Indeed, while most of the contestants are trainees, the show also features idols who are already part of a group. These contestants are expected to fare better than others, given that they already have some experience, but apparently this wasn't the case for Thanatorn, a member of the boy group The Wind. He debuted in 2023, and despite having 2 years of experience as an idol, his performance in Boys 2 Planet got 0 stars from the judges, so he was immediately eliminated. Many netizens were quite annoyed by this, with some saying that the judges were too harsh, and adding that Mnet's evil editing only pointed out his mistakes. Fans then shared clips of Thanatorn's true talent online, arguing that he's actually a great singer. Following this controversy, netizens have even started to say that the show already feels rigged, and some said that they don't want to watch the show anymore. In any case, the judges have still caused a lot of controversy already, not only for their decisions, but also for some of their statements. One moment that sparked a ton of discussion is a conversation between judges Hyolyn and Just This. While judging the contestants, Hyolyn asked Just This if they were supposed to take the participants' appearance into account when scoring them, and he responded that he was considering both their abilities and their looks. Hyolyn was a bit taken aback by this, but Just This argued that physical appearance is part of the charm of an idol. The clip of this conversation was shared online by a netizen who wanted to express his discontent at Hyolyn's disregard for the contestants' looks. However, this has backfired, as most people online have sided with Hyolyn, arguing that she's right for preferring abilities over appearance, and that it's crazy that she's getting criticized for this. Some netizens have pointed out that over the past few years, a sustaining issue in the K-pop industry has been how vocal skills have become less and less important, and companies seem to prefer pretty idols to talented ones. Just This statement only confirms that this is exactly what's happening, and netizens now think that Boys 2 Planet will make this issue even worse. While the show itself has already proven to be controversial, the scandals surrounding some of the contestants are much worse. In fact, Boys 2 Planet started to cause controversy even before it started to air, as netizens discovered various issues with the contestants. One of the participants that people noticed immediately was Leo, a former member of Big Hit's pre-debut group Trainee A, who also appeared alongside the New Jeans members in BTS' Permission to Dance music video. However, he's also well known among netizens for a controversy that dates back to 2021, when he came under fire for including explicit misogynistic and insensitive lyrics in a rap he wrote in English. Leo faced severe backlash and tried to defend himself by saying that he wrote the lyrics while he was angry, even asking people to just ignore them. Netizens weren't satisfied with his explanation, pointing out that at 19, he was old enough to understand the problem, and being Australian, there were no translation issues. The video of his rap performance was quickly removed from YouTube by Big Hit, and the company apologized for the inappropriate lyrics. Leo himself then apologized, saying that he was ashamed and embarrassed by his mistake. This didn't really calm down the controversy, and Leo started to be much less active than the other members of Trainee A. Then, in August 2022, he surprisingly announced that he was leaving Big Hit, saying that he had a lot of worries. While he didn't say it explicitly, to many netizens it was clear that he was suffering from all the hate he received following his controversy, and fans were heartbroken, blaming Big Hit for not protecting the mental health of their trainees. Now, his participation in Boys 2 Planet has once again sparked a ton of controversy, with netizens remembering his insensitive lyrics and calling him a misogynist. The backlash was initially limited to international fans, but when Korean netizens found out about it, they were also very disappointed, with some saying that Leo just isn't suited to become an idol. Despite this, he's still in the show. Leo isn't the only controversial contestant, and a much bigger scandal surrounds Kim Geon-woo. Soon after he was revealed as one of the participants in the show, rumors about his past started to circulate online. According to these rumors, during his high school days, days, he used to hang out with delinquents, often mocked other students, and drank and smoked. He also allegedly threatened everyone not to post anything about his bad habits because he wanted to debut as an idol. Another netizen claimed that Siwon was continually inappropriate towards a teacher, to the point that she had to take time off from school. He has also been accused of taking pictures of another male student's private parts and sending them to girls as a prank and a way to harass his classmates. The same netizen also claimed that Siwon used to watch explicit videos in class. The accusation spread fast online, but despite the backlash, nothing has changed. Viewers were frustrated to see that Siwon continued to appear on the show like nothing had happened. Another scandal was sparked when an anonymous post claimed that contestant Kim Geon Woo was favored by high-ranking employees at his previous agency and used this to his advantage, ignoring other staff members and being rude to them. The post also claimed that he skipped dance lessons and instead went out drinking with his agency's managers and even traveled to Japan with them. According to the post, the monthly trainee evaluations were rigged in Geon Woo's favor, and every vocal and dance trainer without links to the company raised questions on how unfair the system was. The netizen also stated that Geon Woo acted like a king and all the other trainees had to bow down to him whenever they saw him or they risked being scolded. According to the accuser, the trainees, most of whom were minors, lived in fear of Geon Woo, and some developed depression and anxiety disorder and had to seek counseling and psychological treatment. Meanwhile, the company allegedly ignored the issues, telling the other trainees that they had to solve the problems among themselves. Then the netizen claimed that Geon Woo and two managers suddenly left the company, apparently because they embezzled funds from the agency. When these accusations came out, Geon Woo had already been revealed as the winner of the coveted center position for the show's main song, so the post immediately sparked a wave of outrage online. Mnet stated that they were looking into the matter, but the show started to air with no editing at all. Geon Woo's former manager tried to defend him, claiming that there was no favoritism and he was simply designated as the leader since he was the oldest trainee in the company. The manager also argued that their trip to Japan was a schedule approved by the company, and they never embezzled funds from the agency. However, the scandal only grew bigger when an alleged victim of Geon Woo posted evidence in the form of notes written by a therapist, which specifically mentioned Geon Woo as the cause of the victim's troubles, with the accuser demanding Geon Woo's removal from Boys 2 Planet. Geon Woo has since posted an apology, acknowledging that his past actions have hurt others. He argued that back then, he was immature and was going through some tough times, while also adding that some incidents were exaggerated and distorted. This statement only caused more backlash as netizens accused him of trying to save face. While more and more people are demanding his removal, for now it seems that he's going to stay, and he's even keeping his central position. This story only underlines even more the increasing allegations of rigging that the show is facing. After all the contestants and the main song of the show were revealed, an anonymous post written sometime earlier became viral. The post contained names of contestants that hadn't been announced yet, suggesting that it came from a source close to the show, and revealed some rumors that were allegedly circulating among the staff of Boys 2 Planet. According to this post, the idols who had already debuted were acting like snobs and were treating the other contestants like newbies. The post specifically mentioned that the Veriveri members were showing this kind of behavior, even adding that they smoke in the bathrooms and suggesting that Kangmin was receiving favoritism as he got 3 stars despite not singing well. Other idols who are allegedly receiving preferential treatment are the WIB members, since their agency is one of the investors of Boys 2 Planet. However, WIB member Wonjun was apparently being ignored as he was deemed unpopular. The post also pointed out that the judges allegedly had their favorites and were pushing hard for some trainees, in particular Masato, Jang Han-eum, Yumeki, and Yoonmin. According to the rumors, all Wake 1 trainees were also being heavily favored. The post also claimed that Mnet has lied about 2 contestants, Kang Woo-jin and the already controversial Geon Woo, who were presented as individual trainees but are actually both affiliated with Wake 1. Apparently, it had also already been decided from the start that Geon Woo would become the center. The post claimed that the only thing that isn't rigged about the show is the number of votes, adding that the members who will debut have already been decided and all other contestants are just pawns on Mnet's chessboard. All these accusations have sparked a lot of discussion online, and while it's hard to say how much of this is true, the fact that the post was written before all the contestants were revealed has given it more credibility. While not everyone believes the allegations, some have pointed out how Mnet has a long history of rigging survival shows, and many believe that the post is indeed telling the truth. Also, it's well known that both Mnet and Wake 1 are owned by CJENM, and this had already raised suspicions in past survival shows as well. In any case, netizens wanted some explanation from Mnet and Wake 1 One, but they remained silent for weeks. Only after the show started to air, Wake One has indeed confirmed that both Geon-woo and Woo-jin are under contract with them, as claimed by the anonymous post. They apologized for the confusion, claiming that Geon-woo had applied for Boys 2 Planet before signing with Wake One, while Woo-jin was more of a singer-songwriter, so he was separated from the other trainees. In any case, this has only raised more concerns about transparency and fairness, and viewers are growing increasingly suspicious of the show. With all these scandals and increasing allegations of rigging, Boys 2 Planet is already one of the most controversial survival shows in K-pop history, and it will be interesting to see how the mounting issues will impact the program going forward.